Few things come close to horror. That said, that girl had one job and she couldn't resist a great. Yeah, that is true. It's creepy, but it's also kind of silly. Your eyes are on your palms. You can hold them however you want. But dude decides that jazz hands over one's eye sockets is the best option. It's about the vibe it gives. It's unsettling and it's not normal. It's not about it's just convenient to have your eyes in your head because, I mean, we can see where we're gonna go. So Pan's Labyrinth is one of the more fascinating films that we have. It's one of the films that always sticks out to me no matter what, especially around Halloween, because I just love horror and dark things. If you're a fan of fairy tales, then you're in for a treat because Pan's Labyrinth is a sort of dark fairy tale, in which I really love dark fairy tales. I don't want to focus on the film. This isn't a movie review by any stretch of the imagination, but I want to focus on the particular creatures, original creatures on this film. Two of them being the very infamous or famous Faun and the Pale Man. Now, the Faun isn't exactly a villain. He is not a good person or a bad person, or he is both good and bad, however you want to look at him. But for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna put him as a villain, the way that I see it. If I woke up and seen a creature like this, plus he's a trickster sort of guy. He doesn't really care, but he does. So he's in a gray area. As far as I'm concerned, you're a villain and you look villainous. So I'm going to put him under the guise of just being a villain. And I want to go into depth on his character. You know, I've searched the web for different information. And so we're going to go over some comments and look into the details of just what these characters are. Starting off with the Faun. In Pan's Labyrinth, the Faun represents the ambiguous and primal power of nature, acting as a shepherd and test giver of Ophelia's rite of passage into her true magical essence, embodying a duality or being nurturing and destructive, just as the universe offers opportunities but relies on human will for their use. He is not the god plan, but a mythological being symbolizing the wild, earthy forces of nature. Just visually speaking, he really stands out. This sort of nature aspect to him, the weird, odd movements, everything about him is. You can't look away, right? If you have never seen this movie and maybe you walk through the family room and a family member's watching it, you kind of like, huh, what is this? I like stuff like this. Moving on here on fandom, we have his name, Pan, although not actually named, Fauno, species Faun, gender male, place of origin underworld, relations 3 fairy guides, current status alive. Oh my. He's alive. So you mean to tell me one of us can just, a little kid or even a grown person can just wake up and see this creature staring down at us, giving us missions to go do whatever it is that he feels we need to do? Interesting. Biology, humanoid, height taller than a human, roughly 7 foot. Oh my gosh. It probably is 7 foot. When I look back at this, you know, I know it's funny. I might go on a little tangent right now, but I came across a comment. I haven't got to it yet, but somebody said, as I was overviewing this film, the real villain in this story is Ophelia's, I think, stepfather. And as I was watching this film, I was like, he really is the real, like, I'm doing this on the Pale Man and the Faun, but as I was watching it, I'm like, Ophelia's stepdad is the actual villain of this whole film. I don't know, that just came to me, so I just wanted to say it. But yeah, 7 foot is crazy. Sentient, universe, Pan's Labyrinth. Okay, so we got some interesting facts here about the Faun. Let's look into some mythology here. It says, oh, Roman origins. The Faun originates from Roman mythology, where fauns were half human, half goat forest spirits associated with nature. That's, you know, and that's really fun. I like fairy tales because of this. I like the blending of mythology, even religion, and all these sort of deep messages in films. And then you get these really cool characters that represent something. And it's cool to see the main character's role sort of intertwined with these deep philosophical concepts. Very, very fun, very, very interesting. So now we have a Reddit thread that speaks about the Faun. This person's top of their thread says, the Faun in Pan's Labyrinth is one of the most horrific creatures I ever saw in a movie. You know any similar ones? Oh yeah, this is where the guy says, this person says Pan's Labyrinth, the pale man, and we're gonna go over him right now. But this comment right here says, I find that Ophelia's stepfather was much more horrific in that film than the scariest monster. People beat anything else at being scary and disgusting. You know, I already had my like notes and everything, but again, as I was doing, I'm like, nah, the stepfather is the real villain in this movie, you guys. He's cold. He's very like, I think cold is the perfect word for him. He does not care. He really only cares about whatever it is he has going on. This person says, I actually thought the Faun was beautiful. The pale man, on the other hand, was another level of horrifying. You know, if you're into like dark or creepy things or fantasy-like things, in a weird way, he is beautiful. I really think the movie is shot beautifully. Actually, everything about the movie is beautiful. The dark fantasy, all that is just, it's really packaged really well. So I actually understand this comment. Like, yeah, I think it's beautiful. That's part of the reason why I'm actually been doing this video. I want to say probably a year ago now, I did a video on, what's the name of that monster? I'm having a brain fart, but it was, I'm going to have it on screen. But yeah, it's very classic. My brain is streaking right now. But I like doing stuff like this around Halloween, bringing up characters that you kind of don't hear or see much of. This person says the Faun, aka Doug Jones, is beautifully haunting. You want the smile monster? Look it up. I've never seen the smile monster. This person says, I never found the Faun to be horrific. Sorry, my dude. I think it's the context of the interactions which is unnerving, not the creature itself. The pale man is a horrific creature. Anyway, I think anything from the void qualifies. I think they're both haunting. The pale man is definitely, I think, the more standout creature, even of the two. And the Faun is a standout creature, but the pale man, on the other hand, let's read on the pale man. Quite literally, it says the pale man is a terrifying child-devouring monster from Guillermo del Toro's 2006 film Pan's Labyrinth. He is a grotesque, pale humanoid with elastic skin, long claws, and no face. Instead of possessing eyeballs in the palms of his hands, the pale man embodies the horror of gluttony and institutional evil, sitting at a banquet table laden with food and surrounded by morals of him consuming children. He is awakened by the protagonist Ophelia eating a grape from the table, leading to a chase where he uses his eyes to hunt her. Yeah, I believe he was inspired by, I think it's right here, Saturn devouring a son. The pale man's act of consuming children is inspired by Francisco Goya's painting of the same name. Yeah, which is really cool that it was that and some other Japanese monster that I've seen. I'll probably have it up on the screen. But I remember when I first seen the pale man, I thought to myself, wow, how original. People were able to like put this on screen in this really cool story. And one thing I realized as I was rewatching this film was it's kind of similar to, so when Ophelia goes into the pale man's labyrinth, if you will, there's like images of what he's done to kids in the past. And I thought of Midsummer, because if anyone has seen Midsummer, there's a point where they pretty much show you the movie through like images and pictures, like when they go to that cult, whatever place they were in the middle of nowhere. And I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of like that. Like you kind of see what's going to happen or what is happening before it happens, which is really, really neat. So the pale man, what is he according to fandom? Species unknown, gender male. Place of origin, the creature's lair in the underworld, Spain. Current status, alive. What is up with all these creatures being alive? I can't imagine actually seeing any of these creatures in real life. You know what's funny? I've yet to see, I'm already going to 2 Halloween parties that are planned within the next few weeks down the line. I've never seen anyone dress up from any creature or anyone from Pan's Labyrinth. I'm like, wow, that'd be really cool. It'd be a lot of work, but it'd be really cool to see. Height, human size, diet, carnivore. Creepiest entity in movies. This guy, the pale man from Pan's Labyrinth, 2006, always gives me the chills. Pale man has the lasting power. Nothing has gotten under my skin like when the first spawn baby from the first a Silent Hill film manages to open a mouth and unleash this blood-curdling scream. Not as scary after the first viewing, but that first time my blood actually felt cold. Every time I watch Pan's Lab, pale man pops up sitting silently at the table and I'm like, nope. I watch Silent Hill and I think, kick them. They're just children. It's creepy, but it's also kind of silly. Your eyes are on your palms. You can hold them however you want. But dude decides that jazz hands over one's eye sockets is the best option. It's about the vibe it gives. It's unsettling and it's not normal. It's not about it's just convenient to have your eyes in your head because, I mean, we can see where we're gonna go. I think of like Dadara from like Naruto. It's kind of like that where, well, he has mouths in his hands, but it's cool, it's creepy, it's different, it's something that sticks out when you look at them. You definitely know they have signatures as characters. Few things come close to horror. That said, that girl had one job and she couldn't resist a grape. Yeah, that is true. You know, something else I was kind of noticing as I was watching this film was that Ophelia was extremely fearless. Like, imagine these creatures coming to you. Apparently they're still alive, right? And I don't understand or see how you cannot scream and run in fear. I felt she was more curious than frightened as I was rewatching the film. And maybe this is because she's naive or dumb. And when I say dumb, I really use that because I don't think she's aware of just how dangerous these creatures could be. At least with the Faun. Or you could say the Faun wasn't bad, yeah, but he wasn't good neither. And as far as I'm concerned, again, that's not trustworthy, right? How can you trust something that that operates from and in the shadows? Where does it come from? You know, it's like, and she just sort of came into these circumstances with no fear for the most part. That was something I noticed. I don't know, if I was a little child and, you know, these monsters or this Faun came to me, I'm running away and there is no back and forth with the creature, with either one of those creatures in real life. Anywho, tell me what you guys think of these creatures. Share with me the first time you watched this film and what you felt when you saw both of these creatures, especially the Pale Man. The Pale Man's probably the more famous one or the more standout one. You'll probably see more videos on him than anything. So tell me what you thought when you first seen this. When I first seen it, I loved it. I love horror. Let me know what you guys think of the video. See you next time.